So I heard you want to beat the Lost Sector fast. Now I'll be running this Lost Sector with a very specific build that I made a whole video on. I'll briefly describe the build in this video, but I highly recommend watching the build video to fully understand how to utilize it. The link to that will be in the description. The exotic armor in rotation today will also be in the top line of the description on this video. Now before we begin today's Lost Sector guide, I'd like to direct your attention to this video. This Lost Sector actually has a game-breaking glitch that lets you completely leave and decide which Lost Sector to farm. Definitely gonna want to give that a look before watching this. However, if you want to beat today's Lost Sector legitimately, this is the video for you, so let's hop right into it. Alright, so for today's build, we're going to be using my Oathkeeper build with Wishender, except we're going to be using it on Stasis. Now, I do recommend watching the actual Oathkeeper build video because it is so much more powerful in that video. Now we are using Wishender because it does more damage than Arbalest and it's actually stunning those barrier champions for us. We're using a glaive for unstoppable champions, and we're using a linear fusion rifle for boss damage. And with the build out of the way, let's hop right into the guide. Alright, so jumping right in, there's going to be a bunch of ads. I'm going to throw my Duskfield nade. That is actually going to freeze a bunch of them, and we are going to use our glaive to just kill them. So honestly today guys, this is one of the worst Lost Sectors in the game. Now this farm is going to be extremely long, mainly because I recorded this, I believe, day 1 of the season, so I didn't have any artifact levels. I don't like power leveling, so I was extremely under level. I think I was like 1790 something, so it takes very long. It won't be as long as my run is for you guys, but just know that this is, unless you really need the armor in rotation today, this is not really something that you're going to want to farm. Maybe you just do it for fun, for a nice challenge. But yeah, we're just going to clear out that room. Now we do have the Wishender for the barrier champion. Now what's going to happen here is I should just throw my nade here. Yeah, there we go. And we're just going to slowly bow everything down. Now, Wishender just makes everything easy, guys. If you didn't know, Wishender is actually doing more damage than Arbalest, despite the fact that they both have intrinsic anti-barrier, and Wishender obviously has infinite ammo. Gonna use some of that linear damage, waiting for him to become unstunned, and then we're just gonna hit him with our bow shots until he's dead. Really simple stuff here, guys. Honestly, what makes this Lost Sector difficult, or not difficult, I really don't think any Lost Sector is difficult, but what makes this take so much time is the boss. There really isn't an efficient way to melt him, not at the power level that I'm currently at. So as you just saw, those ads are going to spawn forward after you kill that barrier champion, so I do like to just throw my grenade there. Unfortunately, the nade is working against us because it's actually frozen the last ad there. So hopefully he moves forward in a second here. Looks like he's making his way. There we go. Got him down. Now, as you see, I just took a look at that Shrieker. Now, if you move right forward to where I am, he will open his eye, the Shrieker. I don't know why he's a he, but the Shrieker will open his eye and he won't actually be shooting at you. This is the optimal position to take care of him. If you move forward anymore, or if you move back even, he will actually start shooting at you. So if you take too long to kill the barrier champion, he will move from that original position to where he is currently standing, and it's the same thing, guys. Just gonna melt him down with our Wishender here. Not much you could do about it, especially when coupled with the stasis grenade. That way he's not gonna be doing any damage to us. And we're going to switch, get some linear damage off, and then we'll switch back to our Wishender just in time for the stun. Now that's really beautiful, waiting for that stun to happen, because we do have the Oathkeeper giving us that damage buff, so we're not actually losing any time there. Now moving forward, you're going to grab this position, throw that Duskfield grenade at those Acolytes, and after those Acolytes are dead, I do actually recommend going forward. Now, I didn't move forward, I was just sitting in this position, but I don't recommend you guys do that at all. I recommend taking that position that they were currently standing in. Don't do what I'm doing here. You're going to want to take that position they were previously standing in, because as you see, I'm just taking all this AoE damage. Now you can hide behind this box, and that is an okay thing to do. One thing that is beneficial about this position is you can just clear many more ads than you can from here. You get a better position on everything else, but this is where I recommend that you stand the second that you kill those first 2 Acolytes, because you're just not going to be taking as much damage. I mean, that's about it. Those guys up on my left there, those guys up there, they're going to be shooting AoE at you. Additionally, the Acolytes are going to be shooting fireballs at you. The Knight is going to be shooting his little bomber arc things at you, and it's really annoying, so I do recommend moving down. After you kill enough of those ads, the ogre is actually going to spawn, but thankfully we do have glaives this season, which absolutely destroy unstoppable champions. I mean, I've said this multiple times, but if there were 5 unstoppable champions all aping me at once, I could kill all of them 1v5 with just because it's not that I'm so good, it's that glaives are so good, man. Literally, when they're doing damage to you, you just block, and then you shoot and they're stunned. I mean, you don't need to charge them up or anything like that, like with hand cannons, you know, so that's why glaives are just so damn good. Now, after you take care of that guy, you're going to have to shoot that crystal. Now, there are 3 crystals and 3 unstoppable ogres. All of them are the exact same way. You're going to clear some ads, and unstoppable is going to spawn, and then you're going to break the crystal. Now, I'm going to kill some of those ads because we're going to need that ammo later. I am keeping in mind that there was one ad left. So moving on to this next position, again, we're just going to clear out some of these ads, and then an ogre is going to spawn, and some acolytes are actually going to spawn in the door to the left of us. So knowing that, I'm ready. Just going to move down because we don't want to get hit by that ogre. We got this nice little rock here, and now that our HP is back up, we're going to jump back up, try to stun that guy. He's just out of sight though. There we go. Oh, no, missed. Okay, got the stun off, and now we're going to do some linear damage. Now what you can do here is I could throw my Dusk Field Grenade that also stuns him, but honestly, stasis is kind of wonky with unstoppable champions. Sometimes it'll unstun them and you won't get your full damage, so we have the glaive. There's really no need to do all that. Now, one build that I recommend over the build that we are actually running this in, I hadn't invented the build yet when I did this run, but I do recommend my Arc Hunter build. Go check that out. It's actually my video from yesterday, or 2 days ago by the time you guys see this. It's so damn good, guys. It literally took 30% off of my fastest run in the Bay of the Drowned Wishes Lost Sector. Like, it literally just trivializes everything. Definitely gonna want to check that out. Basically, it just gives you infinite grenades. But yeah, we are making short work of this. Well, not short work, but we're making easy work of this unstoppable champion. One thing about this guy is he actually likes to hide behind this crate. I don't know what's up with that. You have all that health. You are that big. Like, if I was that big, I would not be hiding, man. What are you doing, man? This dude is quite terrified, but we're going to take care of him. Boom. And we have all that ammo. I think we're going to try to grab that shortly. Going to take care of the crystal. That is the second crystal handled. Now, keep in mind, we are 6 minutes deep. Now, a mid-Lost Sector run is 6 minutes total. We're maybe halfway done here, guys. This is actually a terrible run. But the reason why I'm sharing it with you guys is, first of all, I need to get these out. You know, the second reset drops. And this is the only gameplay that I have, but second, because I actually like having my runs be longer because it allows me to have that detailed commentary. My goal with these videos is to actually help you guys. Like, I really don't care too much about having the fastest speed run. Like, sure, it's impressive, whatever, but that's not really helping anyone. This is a Lost Sector guide, not a speed run video. Yeah, so moving forward, we have one more crystal, so we're gonna take care of these acolytes. Gonna take care of this guy in the back because he's actually gonna cause us some trouble later. These guys are really annoying with their fireballs when you're trying to deal with the boss. Again, that's one of the things that really lengthens the Lost Sector. It's not just the fact that the boss has so much health and we are underpowered, it's the fact that you're taking all this fireball. There's another one trying to throw a fireball. It's the fact that you're taking all this fireball damage, man. It's really, really annoying. Gonna actually waste some linear here. It's not truly a waste, but yeah, we didn't need to do that. Anyways, now the unstoppable ogre is going to spawn, and like I'm saying, like, you see how much damage we just took there? None. Glaives gives you 97% damage resist, on top of your 30% damage resist from resilience. Like, if you're dying to unstoppables, I don't know, man. It's not that you're bad or whatever, like, that might be what you expected me to say there. It's just that you're just not using glaives properly, so just watch what I'm doing here. I mean, it's really damn simple. Like, we're just blocking when he does damage, and then we're shooting him. Now, when unstoppable champions become unstunned, they do have a brief immunity to stun duration. I think it's like 3 seconds. You'll catch a feel for it as you use the unstoppable glaives more and more. Now, we narrowly avoid death there. We really didn't need to do that, but we kind of wanted that ammo, you know, because we're going to need that linear ammo for taking care of the boss. We do have the Silence and Squall Super, but that is not doing much damage. Again, I highly recommend you guys do this on Arc Hunter. Go check out that build. Use that instead of this. Stasis has not been very meta for a very long time now, especially not Stasis Hunter. But the beautiful thing about that Arc Hunter build is you do have a 30% damage, like, you have so many boosts. But one thing of note, since I was mentioning Silence and Squall, is you get a 30% damage boost to your super. Now, I've only used it in 2 Lost Sectors so far, but it has completely one-shot both of the bosses, so I'm willing to bet it'll one-shot this boss too. Now, this Acolyte is quite scared. I don't know why he's not peeking. There we go. Now that we took care of him, we're able to move forward, look for some ammo. We're going to survey the area a little bit, but I'm not going to find anything because I didn't kill anything over here, and I already checked that left side, or that right side, rather. So, with that being said, we're going to shoot the final crystal, and that's actually going to spawn the boss. Now, this is the last encounter, obviously. I mean, that's the boss. but it's going to take quite a while. As you see, my linear is barely doing any damage. We just used 2 full loads, and it did, what, maybe 10% of his health? And we only have 2 shots left, so this is going to take quite a while. Now, once the boss... Look at the fireballs, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. Definitely going to want some solar resist for those fireballs, and some void resist for the boss, because there's a couple things about this boss that I'll mention as they happen, but one thing that came to mind just now is the fact that the boss just does so much damn damage. Like, you really can't peek. Another thing about the boss is, as you just saw, he is hiding behind cover, so sometimes you'll need to jump up, but if you double jump too high, he will melt you by the time you hit the ground, because obviously when you're sitting in the air, you are just, you know, you're just kind of floating there. You don't fall down immediately. Like, it's not real life gravity. So we're going to pop our super there, but unfortunately, it's not really going to do that much damage. Again, we are under leveled. And, you know, Silence and Skull is not great for single target damage. Now, you do see we have the barrier champion there. Thankfully, it is not a servitor. We are not fighting fallen enemies. These are the Hive, so it's not making anything immune, but he is quite annoying because if the boss decides to peek when you're dealing with the barrier champion, well, that's GG. The barrier is going to get full HP. We're able to block that fireball there. That's actually excellent. Yeah, he's able to get full HP because of the fact that, you know, oh, it looks like a fireball's coming. It's the fact that the boss just does so much damage. You can't just sit there and trade with the boss. If the boss peeks you, you need to stop killing the barrier. So it's a little bit annoying, but we do have the Dusk Fields to help us with that. So if the boss were to peek when we were dealing with the barrier champion, we would at least be able to pause the barrier's regen by freezing him. So that's kind of nice. What really would help us here, though, is if we had some ammo. Unfortunately, we have none, so we just got to work with what we got. We got the Wish Ender. Obviously, we have infinite ammo there, so technically, you know, we have infinite Arbalist ammo, if you want to think of it that way. Now, as you just saw, we just took care of the sniper. Definitely going to want to kill that guy. He does not spawn at the beginning of the Lost Sector. He actually spawns after a certain damage threshold. Now, we are just doing so much damage here that we got a second super already just by infinitely firing our Wish Ender. That's one thing that's really great about the super changes. If you're just doing damage constantly, which we are because we're in a solo activity, you will just have constant supers up, which is great. Now, we have the boss at half HP. And keep in mind, we're 11 minutes deep. Like I said, this is not a good clear at all. Really, the point of this is just to show you what to do. With the Arc Hunter build and a sufficient power level, you guys will be getting maybe 7-minute clears max, but I'm willing to bet someone can do much better. I'm sure there's going to be comments saying, you know, I cleared this in 4 or 5 minutes. And I believe it. I believe it. If that's your intent, you guys can definitely do much better than this. So, after a certain damage threshold, as you currently see, some ads will push you. You're going to want to be aware of that. Otherwise, they're going to be able to kill you if you're not paying attention. But looks like we were on top of things at least a little bit there. Took care of those guys really easily. And then we just go back to boss damage. Now, again, it's just going to be slow Wish Ender chip. We don't really have any heavy ammo, unfortunately. Gonna try to kill as many ads as possible just because we don't want to be getting fireballed all day. That is super, super annoying, obviously, because it locks down an area. It's not even like you can push. So I believe I already said it. Definitely gonna want that solar resist and void resist mods on your chest. Just look, man, look. How am I supposed to do damage when I'm just getting fireballed constantly? You can't hear my comms right now, but I am just doing some deep exhales because this is not a fun time for me. Day 1 of the new season, I just wanted to experiment with the new exotics, and here I am in the worst Lost Sector in the game. Look, we got a 3rd super off. That's how long we're sitting here just bowing this guy down. Really wish we got some more ammo drops, but he is so low HP at this point. Another fireball just for good luck, I guess. Yeah, he is so close. We're about to get him. Can we get him? Can we get him? Can we get him? Another fireball just to rub it in our face. He's got to be like one shot. There we go. So after the boss is dead, actually what's going to happen is you can't just run up to the chest. There's going to be a whole wave of ads that spawn for whatever reason. Now you can try to run past them, but I don't recommend it unless you have a ton of lives and you have a ton of time left over. Because remember, when you hit that 15 minutes, you lose all of your lives. Now there's also going to be some snipers left side. Look, they just spawned in, but I was waiting for them. Just going to wait for them to peek. Boom, that's one. Now honestly, after those guys are dead, you could just run past and grab the chest. We're looking right side because we took quite a bit of HP there. We don't want to die here. I believe there's still one sniper alive. Yeah, there he is. Some acolytes left over. Gonna take care of them. And that throw doesn't matter. You can just jump over that guy. And he actually despawns after a little bit of time anyways. So Yeah, guys, definitely a terrible farm today. Definitely gonna want to skip this one unless you really need the exotic in rotation today. And that's gonna be the guide, guys. Don't forget to watch the build video. Hopefully this helped. If it did, be sure to subscribe as I post Lost Sector guides daily. Either way, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Peace.